Moscow with an eye to his presidential candidacy. President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia promoted his domestic record throughout his annual national news conference on Thursday. But he did save a few jabs for the United States on election meddling and Olympic doping, at one point asking members of Congress, "Are you normal at all?" This was Mr. Putin's 13th such news conference, and the formula has become so worn that it is sometimes compared to the movie Groundhog Day, in which the hero relives the same moment repeatedly. The nearly 4-hour marathon, broadcast live nationwide, started with a broad query about why Mr. Putin was running for re-election in March 2018. This gave him an opening to unleash a welter of positive economic data, seemingly with the intent of reminding Russians how much the country has improved since he first became president, in 2000. The questions drifted along on domestic matters for a while, until a couple of foreign correspondents, usually planted in advance, switched the topic briefly to possible Russian collusion with the Trump campaign and to North Korea. On the collusion question, Mr. Putin essentially echoed President Trump, saying the accusations were an invention of enemies who wanted to reverse the election results. Any contacts with Russian diplomats or other officials were normal, he said, and suggesting otherwise is spy hysteria. This is all made up by people who oppose Trump to make his work look illegitimate, Mr. Putin said, adding that there is a deep state in the United States that fosters hostility toward Moscow. Do they want to ban all contact? Asked to assess Mr. Trump's record, he said that was up to the American people, but noted some serious achievements. Look at the markets, how they went up, that speaks about investors' trust in what he does, said Mr. Putin. He also held out hope that Mr. Trump would keep his campaign promise to improve ties with Moscow, repeating that there were many areas of common concern, such as terrorism, Afghanistan, and the spread of nuclear weapons. On North Korea, also known as the Democratic Republic of North Korea, Mr. Putin mocked Congress for condemning Russia while seeking its help. "You are interesting guys," the president said with a smirk. "American lawmakers appear to be good-looking, well-dressed and smart," he said, "but they are placing us on the same shelf with DPRK and Iran while simultaneously pushing Trump toward solving the North Korean and Iran nuclear problems through joint efforts with us. Are you normal at all?" A few Russian journalists from the independent press managed to ask serious questions on issues like the absence of political competition, the lack of rule of law and government favoritism toward Putin cronies. Mr. Putin inevitably sidestepped them. He did sometimes concede there were problems, but invariably laid the blame somewhere outside the Kremlin walls. The Olympic doping scandal was one such topic. Mr. Putin, who cut his teeth as a KGB spy, suggested that Grigory M. Rodchenkov, the whistleblower who revealed the state-backed Russian doping program, had become a hostage of the FBI.